The confirmation of charges hearings for Case 1 entered its closing moments, with the prosecution and defense making the final closing remarks this afternoon.
On the basis that the prosecution's, the evidence that it has submitted, it is sufficient to establish substantial grounds to believe that William Ruto, Henry Koski, and Joshua Sang committed the crimes charged. The prosecution requests that the Chamber confirm those charges and commit this case for trial.
Cynthia Tai for the prosecution said there was no evidence showing Prime Minister Raila Odinga was involved in the planning of the post-election violence.
And that the prosecution has no evidence at this time indicating that Raila Odinga was involved in the planning or in implementation of the crimes that are the subject of this case.
Counsel for the defense, Kyoko Kilukumi, maintained the prosecutor's investigations were insufficient.
If the prosecutor does not believe in his own witness, it isn't possible for the court to have substantial grounds to believe, because the prosecutor himself has already doubted the veracity of the account of this witness.
Sureta Chana told of an anonymous letter sent to her claiming that Member of Parliament Charles Keter had made an insightful statement during a broadcast from The Hague last evening.
Mr. Keter went on to assert further that, quote, "We are aware of the traitors who are back there at home," end quote.
Witness number 6 mentioned the Prime Minister as the Commander-in-Chief. Witness number 8 mentioned Honorable William Ruto. And my point of argument is, on what basis did you decide not to go by witness number 6 and go by witness number 8?
Kyoko Kilukumi charged that the charges were an attempt to lock out his client from the 2012 presidential elections. The defense made an impassioned plea to the chamber to accept the testimony of the defense witnesses discredited by the prosecution. For the next 60 days, the pre-trial chamber will sift through the evidence presented by both sides and see whether there is enough evidence to confirm the charges against the 3 suspects. The prosecution has been given 3 weeks to make written submissions. The pre-trial chamber has clarified several times that the confirmation of charges hearings is not a trial. The suspects are now free to return home, and the pre-trial chamber will sift through the evidence presented here at the ICC and will make a decision by the end of the year whether or not to go to trial. Beatrice Marshall, KTN at the ICC in The Hague.